All right. Good morning, Diana. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you taking a few minutes with me. I know you and I have chatted a couple times, so thank you so much for hopping on. I just wanted to cover a couple things with you, regarding your previous employment and what you're currently looking for and what's important to you. So the first thing I want to ask you this morning is, your previous experience. So can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yes. All of my previous experience was with one employer, however, in three different positions. I started in an admin position, utilizing phones, phones, faxes when that was common, um, word processing, spreadsheets, reports, financial reports. So touching up on all of the standard administrative skills. I cross-trained on a number of different positions at that time. Then from that position, I then moved to the assistant personnel director or human resource director. Was the same gentleman that I worked for, who also wore the hat of chief financial officer, but as assistant personnel director, I then took on more of those functions from him, everything from social activity planning, reports, EEO, FMLA, disability applications, benefit administration, deductions. I touched on payroll, was also cross-trained on data entry with some of that. And then I worked in that role for a good number of years. Eventually my supervisor then retired, and then I did take on the role of director of human resources at that time. Then I did report to our controller, but all HR functions were through me. So I was the primary point of contact within the company, which happened to be a small manufacturer. Manufacturer. We did range when I initially went in with them, there were about a little over 100 employees. They did then boost up to close to 200 employees. So I did everything from onboarding, recruiting, advertising, terminations, all different. Every record keeping. I did also kind of wear the hat of safety director, so that did require me working with the DEP, EPA, so a lot of regulatory, very familiar with that. And in my function as personnel director, assistant personnel director, and director of human resources, I did continue utilizing all of my administrative skills with Outlook, Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and preparing trainings. And I did all of those functions also in Spanish, because I am bilingual in Spanish. So we had a high population of employees that spoke only Spanish. So on some occasions I would do trainings in just Spanish, or just, standard day-to-day meetings and, consultations and with employees in that language.
Awesome. Yes. And it's good with having that human resources background. You've touched a little bit of everything, so that's awesome. And then my next question for you is, what's important to you going into your next position?
In my next position, you will have noticed that I had a gap in my employment history because I did relocate to Florida. I've taken some time to do some family matters, and relocated twice, now most recently to the Volusia County area. With that, I am now just ready to get back into the workforce. My administrative skills, as far as word processing and emailing and even worksheets and PowerPoints. I have actually maintained those kind of up to par and assisting my husband when he returned to work, my daughter when she was going through high school or during quarantine, where I was kind of academically tutoring her. So I have been able to kind of maintain those polished. So you're looking to utilize those skills, kind of get back into the human resources department if at all possible, but not necessarily, it doesn't have to be. And just looking for a professional environment that is clean, neat, good individuals with a good work, that have an equally good work ethic.
Awesome. Fair enough. Well, I think I've touched everything that I've wanted to touch today. So I appreciate you taking a couple minutes of your time to chat with me.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We will chat soon.
Hey, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.